Guys, welcome back to episode 4 of the Willoughby Experience. And so I've been doing recording. I've been recording, but I've been so into doing the park, getting this Willoughby Experience out and seeing it into fruition, that I played hard. I played every single moment that I could, but it has been a tad bit busier, so I spent at least 2 more videos this week, and also a podcast. Make sure to check out the High Rollers, which will be a main episode drop and talking all about the IAPA craziness. So obviously, give that a check out for sure. But obviously, we're gonna be here with the time lapse of, and crazy to see the park right now. Because basically the front half of the party is done. What I ended up deciding to do, I went with what I was going to say, and I fully committed to going with the first half being open first. We're gonna do the back half later, so that unfortunately means Laser is not going to be open with the park, but that means people have reason to come back, right? They have reason to come back. Now, what I really am deciding is if I should just remove it altogether right now, just so I can make it look more realistic to being open with the 4 coasters that I am opening it with. But I think I'm just gonna let it slide for now. I'm just gonna let it slide. But this was the Infinite Multiverse that I ended up getting rid of because I ended up putting a construction wall up, and basically I put up a lot of areas to where it looks like they are doing active construction, active expansion near the back ends of the park. So I did that with this here, and where I'm also building this, and where you're probably seeing with power, I think it is okay if you do add generators, here and there around. But after doing some research, and obviously with how I am with realism, the realism, as long as if we can do it, we're gonna try to do it. We're not gonna be good at executing that just yet. It's gonna take probably a few more hours, but we're getting there. We're getting there. And really, when I see the park now that it's done, soil in, stations completed, fencing all around, backstage areas, this park's it, guys. I'm really, really liking it, and I was kind of getting iffy, especially looking at some other things. I was like, all right, I know these creators have been playing for so much longer than me and have so much more experience, but god damn. I'm being kind of discouraged here, but I was like, no, let me see and actually analyze, and I really think I found, the main issue was I was not utilizing soil in this park, where there really needs to be a lot of soil. And there's going to be more planters in the back end, for sure, just in the middle of the pathway. But yeah, it's been awesome to see its fruition, to see what it has become so far. And I know this part of this phase that I was building, I remembered I was kind of just finalizing a whole bunch of shit, getting all this stuff done, try to learn a little bit more of the minutia of the game, and that's why I kind of was going over the power management, because yeah, I do the power different than what I do here now. I kind of just have a generator farm for the front of the park, which will be, honestly, you might be able to just walk into that part and just shop and get food. But there's going to be a generator farm for the front end, where the entrances, where all those shops are, that shopping center, basically. And then a generator farm kind of in the back of the park, the back corner, that will have distributors that connect from all those generators. And basically, I realized that it is more, realistic to do that. Generally, parks don't just have generators around, they have distributors. And I found out that you don't even need staff paths for the distributors. So that's the thing. Because distributors, at least at the moment, the current game, they don't need any maintenance. Only the generators do. So, yeah. So there's no need to worry about that. You don't need to pad that for staffs, for your mechanics, excuse me. you don't really need a path for your generator. So there's actually final touches I still need to do with that. I saw at one point of the park with Screaming Wheels here, but yeah, just to go over what I was trying to do here, I was thinking, you know, I kind of do want another coaster to be back here, but it wouldn't shock me if this park kind of got a cloned coaster that not the enthusiasts are the biggest fan of, but they know 99.9% of everyone else will not know that this is a clone. They're just gonna get on it. So, and I started off with a Vekoma SLC, but then I realized, oh, they do not have what I'm looking for here. This is what I was trying to do at first, right here. So I was thinking a boomerang, but I'm like, that's not the boomerang I want. Now I could obviously make a boomerang, right? I made a boomerang in Grand Virginia, actually, the first iteration of it, before what replaced it with Power Breaker, that big Intamin wing. There was actually a boomerang there, and this big pause here is me looking at the SOC. I was looking at Great Nor'easter, actually, at Maurice Pier to get a kind of view of it. But then I realized, as I was making it, oh wait, this is the Intamin Impulse. And then I was like, hold up, maybe I'm mistaken, because I really didn't make SOCs in the last game. But I thought the SOC was in Planet Coaster 1. It may be in this game, and I just overlooked it, right? But from what I could have seen, I couldn't find anything. So then after that, I was like, okay, let me go ahead and make a Skyrocket 2. But then I realized this is still based off the Full Throttle model. And it doesn't have a swing launch variant that will go forward and backwards through the station. So I was like, oh gosh, okay. And I didn't want to just shoot it upwards normally. I'm like, that's not what it is. So this is whole bunch of me play testing a bunch of stuff here. And realizing it will not work. And I ended up going with a family wooden coaster, which will be here later. You'll probably see it in a few of the lapses at the moment. But when I opened the park, I got rid of every coaster, every flat ride that I just put back here. I replaced them with like little cylinders so I know where to put them. But in general, I am going to do those later, just so it looks like they're being built up and all that. But yeah, there's gonna be like a CCI or kind of den family. It's gonna be small, like 70 foot tall. It was fun. I really liked making it, and it was super smooth. And also, for me, like I said, I kind of want to put a disclaimer in what I said in the last video. Smooth Trains 4 for me works, and the methods that I use work. Right. This is not gonna be a method for everyone. It was like that in the last game too. I know. I used the 13-meter method when I really had to. But I was honestly didn't always use it. I'm not gonna hold you guys. I didn't always use it. I was not super religious when it came to using it in Planet Coaster 1. So this game, it was easier for me to try to just experiment with new things anyway. But I have seen people use the 13-meter method, excuse me. The 4-meter method, and it still works very well. I just think the smoothing tool in the editor is just amazing. It's just so good in this game. I have not been messing with the coaster editor, obviously, as much, because I've been trying to build up the park. All the coasters are done. But the building, you know, the more I'm playing it, the more I'm kind of realizing some people really jump the gun. Because for me, at least, like, there are so many times I'm playing and they said, there's no way I could have done this as easy, or I could have done this at all in Planet Coaster 1. Just the tools are so robust. They are so good. And it's just little minute things, like when you're making fences and stuff, there's like little, it'll kind of get a macro little snap to what the general edge or the like straightest line is. And that helps out so much with just making sure you're not just the tiniest degree off a line. And now you're gonna have to realign the whole thing to make it smooth, because you're just having that weird diagonal slant that you didn't want. Just the little quality light things while building. I have almost 80 hours in the game now. And I have been it's more and more of a testament to me that I truly do not see myself going back to Planet Coaster 1 unless I want to see my old parks. But like, it's really come down to that now, and it really might be rough, considering that the game is so pretty. The game is so Planet Coaster 2 is so pretty, and it runs so well. If I were doing all the stuff I was doing by the time I am, not in this time lapse, but literally with all the scenery pieces, the coasters, the lighting, it would have been chugging still around 40, 30 FPS, even with no gas. So the fact that this is still giving me over 60 easily and more, and it looks prettier. Yeah, I'm gonna have a hard time going back. Now that's not to say, Planet Coaster 1 does not have its merits. It will be cheaper and probably more on sale more often, I'm gonna assume. So if you just want to get into the game, and this is a bit too pricey at the moment, you could go for Planet Coaster 1. Because there are still some amazing things, and it honestly might just be because the tools are better once you get used to them. But I still think this game kind of fails at the fact of the tutorials are not great. Like and they even, to make you learn more, they send you to YouTube, which that's fine, I guess. But I think you really should have a pretty good learning tutorial, like teach them in the game. Like, don't make them leave the application to learn it. Now, if they go to content creators and stuff, yeah, after the fact, after the tutorial, that's different. But matter of the fact is the career mode, the first two, like that prologue is basically the tutorial of the game. And knowing, if you want to make some shit look good, like, just to put it blunt, like, it's gonna take time. You know, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take research too, because you're gonna really have to see why stuff is realistic, or why a certain theme works, or what. And to go into that, the themes, what themes work with certain themes you're trying to make. And this being a new game, I feel like, you know, everything on top of the UI being different, and you know, it's not perfect. Still not saying it's perfect at all. But from playing it, and when you really are just putting on some good music, putting on a good podcast, and just building your park, building your coaster, putting up scenery, messing around with the new scenery attachments on the flat rides, and truly building up the Cosmic Cowland, which I adore now. Yeah, it's stuff like it's just beauty that you would not see in Planet Coaster 1. And I truly hope people give it another chance, especially with this new update. But basically, final thing on that is I think that it really came down to, we were so used to Planet Coaster 1, people had thousands of hours in the first game, you know. And then we had to find things over again. And then there were some things like the color picker not readjusting, or the browser not staying up. Yeah, that stuff, obviously not good, but that's... Everything else may be a bit overblown, because what you can make in this game is so good, and I can't wait to see what people make. I'm already blown away already. I need to shout this guy out somehow, but there's a Twitter user who essentially made Danse Macabre, or he made the new flat ride at Efteling. Just sorry if I got it wrong, the name of it, but that new dancing ride at Efteling, based off of the I think the musical Danse Macabre. Yeah, if I'm butchering it, I'm so sorry, but basically with even the new triggers and like, he was able to make that. Like, flat rides are gonna be amazing too. Just the amount of tools we're gonna be using here. Oh man, man. So yeah, I'm kind of talking ahead right now, because really this time lapse is a whole bunch of tidying up and just kind of finalizing, filling out the park, getting to little nitty gritty details. Because I'm really itching to open and mess with the management and see how it just runs with everything. I really am. I know I did change one little thing. Actually, two things. Actually, two things. So, on Laser here, and it won't really matter because they won't be able to ride it for quite a few episodes. But on Laser here, the inversion is actually an inversion at the end before you dive. So Instead of it throwing you like 130 degrees, kind of like, oh, you're not fully inverting, it's throwing you 180. It's saying, yeah, we're inverting you, and we're dipping you out of the bucket. Yeah. Yeah, some final touches here on the ride, because this will be the marquee attraction. But for now, I'm thinking the marquee is probably going to be Cosmic Cow, Rough Rider. Just because of the land that it's in. I think that is going to naturally pull peeps. But this is just me saying this without me realizing what's going to happen. I've heard that they don't ride as much as the last game. Which, I guess for this park size, might work out. But we'll see. I know that they are going to be messing with that guest cap limit in upcoming times. But hopefully you guys have been enjoying the game. Yeah, I know, like I said, people have their woes, but the more time I'm putting into it, the more I'm adoring this game. It's an addiction. It really is. But also because I truly do want to see... I kind of want to do this, you know, I started this series, so I kind of want to see it to fruition. You know, I don't want to quit out on it and do anything else just yet. But I will say, I don't know if this will be, you know, consistent Planet Coaster thing all the time, because I'm not always inspired to make parks, and that's the true thing here. I like making parks. Sometimes I'll make an off-hand ride in a random park, but generally for me, I love making a fully thought-out park and having, you know, standout attractions that are made for certain demographics, certain types. Like that's truly what I'm a big fan of, and I can't do that all the time because first, time. Yeah, it takes so much time to do this, and I would love to. If there was a way I could just, you know, use my mind and just spray paint all my random thoughts into the game, yeah, that would be awesome. But I have to do this, you know, the way we do it with the mouse and keyboard. Take your time, you know, go back and see things. You'll see something new, maybe be inspired by another creator, and be like, oh crap, I need to go do that. I need to try to implement that. So it really comes down to a lot, and it can really take time. You can really burn yourself out with it if you do it over and over again. So I know once I get a series going, I'm going to get going with it, right? That's generally how I am. Once I have an idea on a park, but yeah, I just don't expect series after series after series, I guess. I honestly, you know, spent a month, maybe two, just nothing Planet Coaster related. Until we got that idea coming. And like I said, you know, at the moment, I think we're going to try to work on Willoughby World after the big cap opens up. So basically the big amusement park version of this, because Willoughby Experience is basically just like their sideshow. This is just like basically what the Willoughby Entertainment Company would have just for, you know, just for some extra money and just for, you know, a chance, you know, risk it, you know. But this isn't really showing how much they can invest into a park, because they're kind of landlocked and they're stuck next to residential and next to a mall. So there's noise they got to worry about. You know, there's things they got. There's actually a lot more things. They don't just got 400 acres to just build whatever they want. So yeah, I don't know if I've shown you all this, but yep, here we go. Here we truly get to see the Phantom Train here, and this is where I realized I did it on this too. No worries, it does not happen again. I've learned my mistake. But yeah, but let me know in the comments what type of stuff y'all have been making in Planet Coaster. Even if you don't have the new game yet, what you've been making in Planet Coaster 1. Because, like I said, I basically played Planet Coaster 1 up until this game release. Like, I love, you know, I'm glad that this type of game exists for my niche enthusiasm. Being a coaster enthusiast, well, a park enthusiast, really. And that's really the reason why I'm making those full parks. Because don't get me wrong, coasters are my favorite thing in an amusement park. But I love everything about them, and that's really why I'm kind of upset we can't make shows. But it kind of seems like we can make shows if you really try to, you know, mess with that editor. And it's giving me a lot of ideas. It's just giving people a lot of ideas. Yeah, but definitely let me know in the comments what you, Shout out to the birds waking up with me. I'm doing an early morning recording. But yeah, let me know what you've been making on Planet Coaster recently. 1 or 2. I know people make some amazing things. Silverite's been going crazy. For sure. Nerdchachos though has been fun to watch because his actual realistic park series, the one where he's not, just kind of going with the flow with the management, but actually trying to make a sandbox realistic park, and based on Canada's Wonderland. Oh my god! Like I'm saying, that's really where it shows the game, reflects the game, because I am nothing compared to that man, which is fine. Like we'll get there, but and he says that about himself to other creators, and I'm like, there are so many amazing creative things, creative people out there in this game. And it really opens that up now, I feel like, with what people can do. John D series has been great. Estan Wolf. Oh. He's probably one of my favorite to watch right now because it's like the mix of the resort and the water park in this kind of timber, deciduous, pine theme. Oh, it's so good. And the parking lot he has in there, if you're watching any series right now for super realism to see utilize all the new features and all the new pieces, look at Estan Wolf. And you're probably wondering why the heck are you shouting at all these other creators? If you're not used to the high rollers, that's what we do. We want to bring community together. That's all we ever want to do. The dope thing is that we're into this hobby together, right? We thought we were alone into it, and that's not the case at all. Obviously, Planet Coaster, you don't necessarily have to be a coaster enthusiast, right? But we're going to keep that same culture, that same vibe wherever we go. It don't matter. And we're coaster enthusiasts, so we bring that vibe, some of that culture here. So hopefully y'all are down for that. Because like I said, those creators are all amazing. If you, for some reason, haven't seen any of their stuff, and want to truly see some really amazing Planet Coaster 2 gameplay and builds, go ahead and look. Just Estan Wolf, Nerdchacho, please. Just go ahead and look at them. And then also Geekism has been making a cool water park series, which I'm going to take a look at, because the thing I wanted to talk about at the end, which we are getting to the end of this, I wanted to say that where that wooden coaster is, that's actually going to be probably pushed up further back, just so there could be a water park expansion, because I really want to mess with the water park. So I'm kind of doing the mix of, I want to do the sandbox, obviously, see where all the new pieces are, mess with the UI, everything. But now, after I'm done with the park, I really want to mess with the management. Let me see if that works. Let me see how it is. Let me see what's new. I'm kind of doing a mix of what a few creators are doing right now. So we'll see how that works out, because the park could just crumble and we just don't know what's going to happen. I'm like, crap, just turn off all pricing. Screw this. Unlimited money. Hopefully that does not happen. We technically have unlimited money, right? But we're going to see if we're actually profitable. We're going to be looking at our charts, making our workers happy, making our guests happy. And yeah, I'm definitely going to have to zone, because that's one thing I was going to have to do off the time lapse, because I was going to do probably a bit of a let's play where I really show the park when I'm managing it, seeing how things are going. And yeah, I hope that everything goes smoothly, because there always is something about every park, right? And regardless if it's the game logic, or if it's even realistic, just people not taking paths you would expect. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what the hell is gonna happen, to be honest. Yeah. So as you see, I'm finally finished up here. I finished the chocolate and vanilla train. There's no more ghosting of trains here. And so Cosmic Rough Rider is definitely going to be one of the main rides here in Cosmic Cowland. But at the end of this, I think I start messing with the Zamperla Disco. And that was when I truly said, you know what, let's go ahead and start making Cosmic Cowland. Let's do it. Because I have the layout done, right? Let's start filling it out. And that's truly what's going to be the next time lapses here. And also, it's been a little bit, just a little bit. I want to stay consistent with this series, so I thought I'd sit here and chat with y'all and let you know what's been going through my mind with the game and my thought process about the park, what I'm going to be doing with it. Because, yeah, I really am very big fan of what it's turned into. Very big fan. It would be so cool if there was something like this. Like, hey, you know, we just got done shopping at the mall, got our Auntie Anne's. Want to go ride a Ghost Flower for Infinity Flyer? Or GCI? Like, wouldn't that just be so cool? Like, you just get out, like, you leave from the mall, you just see that across the street. You're like, yeah, we have a pass, why not? I think that would be so cool. I really love the inspiration. It gave me a lot of ideas, but the Cosmic Cowland, I really, really liked by the end of it. Especially once I started putting soil in. There were a few moments where there were times I was not recording because I'm like, look, this is kind of just too much. Like this right here might be too much for some people. Like, all right, you know, this is a new addition to the game. Like, we have not been able to do this before, but let's be real here. Like, some people are probably turning off. Like they probably fall asleep. You know, I'm trying to keep these time lapses with somewhat interesting things, at least newer features, you know, that have been done, not just fencing and or pathing, you know, stuff like, because or placing soil, you know, like pretty mundane things that we have all done before and probably hate ourselves making through our parks. But who knows? You know, there's certain things like that where I don't mind like watching other people do. I don't know. There's a lot of time lapse where we're gonna see big jumps, and I'll cover that. But for now, this is basically the last time lapse we'll see where it's just nothing around everywhere. We're gonna see a park forming pretty damn soon, and it's looking pretty gnarly. And this is where I finally start beginning on the Zamperla Disco. I finally begin there. So this was really cool. If I'm gonna throw one thing in, can we put frames on regular coaster cars too? Please, Frontier. If you're listening to this for some reason, please, that would be amazing. If you got regular coaster cars for, or excuse me, if you got frames like we have with these flat rides for the coaster cars, that'd be awesome. Because right now, really the only way to recolor, I mean, you can recolor the cars, obviously, but I think we got pump fakes when it was advertised as, oh yeah, there's recolorable trains. At least content creators were saying that, right? At least from what I found, you cannot do that. Like you can recolor your train, but you can't do it for different. Like, you can't have a blue, green, and a red train just default in the game. You have to use the art pieces or scenery to make that magic work. But here, as you can already see, the magic is starting to happen. It just gets better and better, and I really start throwing in some kind of like, we're in a magical Cowland. Like this was the beginning. This was the inspiration. I was like, from here, I was like, oh no, this is might be too good to be true right now, because the flying carpet, the cosmic jumble, and this is the cosmic combine. Basically, just kind of like, there were two devices that make the cosmic cow milkshake and all that. But yeah, they are really like almost fairy tale-y. Like this is almost like a Willy Wonka type of. Like, you're walking through this crazy, super flashy, like blue and pink land. I really like it. We end up putting a a kiddie coaster here too. At the time being, I see that the issue was still there. I forgot how I fixed that, but it's only for one part, so I have to remember why that happened. But I digress. Yeah, I remember that messing with the attached scenery pieces and all that. It is super fun and to mess with, and very easy. You know, a lot of people can make very cool things very fast. I was surprised. You know, I was like, I thought it was gonna be a bit more. Like, I thought it was gonna be a bit of a gap to really make some cool things. But no, honestly, you could make some pretty awesome things. Now, creativity is really the limit when it comes to that. But yeah, we ended up messing with doing a lot more with that, and then like I said with the kiddie coaster, we theme it as a dragon. We're saying there's a mystic dragon that helps find the Cosmic Cow area and the milkshakes, and only reason for that is because there's no other. There was probably a few models I could have threw in there, but I wanted to use the multiverse for something else. So, but the rest of this time lapse will continue into the next video, which will be soon after. So, thank y'all for watching. If you made it this far, give this video a like, give me a subscribe. Make sure to check out all the other content, like the rest of the Planet Coaster stuff, the main jam here, the podcast, you know, where we talk about all the amusement industry and news, tangents, opinions. We bring guests on, all that cool stuff. So, y'all, keep it easy. Like I said, keep it cool out there, and catch y'all on the next one. Take care. Never know who you meet in this little hobby. Peace out.